Learning is a lifelong endeavor. This is why the Boston University College of Fine Arts offers an intellectually rigorous online Master of Arts in Art Education program. Here, art educators dive deeply into their dual roles of artist and educator and strengthen their connection to their pedagogy, students, schools, and communities. Too often, art educators work in a department of one. Our Summer Studios course, a popular and celebrated course within the MA in Art Education program at BU, isn't like that. At Summer Studios, you'll immerse yourself in a professional studio-based, hands-on workshop. You'll reinvigorate your own connection to art alongside people who understand what you do, your fellow art teachers. Over the course of 10 days, you'll have the chance to work on art that's important to you, explore media that are new to you, refine your skills in your own style, develop creative techniques and lessons to bring back to your own classroom, and connect with your peers, making new friends who share your passion for art education. Boston University's online Master of Arts in Art Education program is dedicated to forging strong connections between students, schools, and communities. Summer Studios is a great chance to do just that, letting you flourish not only as a teacher, but also as an artist. Take advantage of all that BU has to offer. Remember the thrill of artistic creation. Lead by example. Get creative at Summer Studios, here at Boston University.
I'm Brandon Boulay, and I'm from, living in Lee, Massachusetts, teaching in Lee, Massachusetts, but from New England. I mean, so far it's been a great experience doing the online courses. The live classrooms are a big help. Like, I feel like I'm connecting with the other students, but having the opportunity to be on campus, doing full hands-on work, really engage with the professor and the students is a true experience. It's a beautiful, special thing when you're with other like-minded individuals where everyone's 100% in it. We all have to step up our game because everyone is so good. And it does, it challenges you and it inspires you to step up your own practice. I'm very happy to be in this program. I have enjoyed the computer portion, being online, the papers, it's enriching my practice. But coming to Summer Studios has taken it to the next level, and I really am very thankful for it.
My favorite course at BU was Summer Studios.
The Summer Studios program?
Summer Studios was our favorite course, hands down.
It was really important to me that visual arts be a focus of the master's program that I was participating in. And at Summer Studios, I was given the opportunity to work intensively on art processes that I felt were important, and I also feel that when I got home, I grew a lot in my artistic abilities.
I took a wire sculpture class and a printmaking class. They were phenomenal, great instructors, a lot of fun, great people to hang out with and get to know the other people in the program.
It was a lot of hard work, but a lot of fun, and we got to meet everyone who we'd been online with and put faces to the names.
And we got to actually do some art.
That was the most important part.
Yeah.
One thing that I brought into my classroom was I did research on introducing an art club into my school. And so this year I started an art club, and we had 8 weeks worth of art club this year, and I hope to continue having that class or that club after school next year.
I think that Summer Studios reminded me that to be a good art teacher, you have to lead by example and make a lot of art in your classroom, and sometimes we forget to do that as art teachers.
Following the Summer Studios program, I was able to bring in a variety of new creatively focused lessons to my 8th grade students, which they really enjoyed, and I felt, because I'm a middle school teacher, it's sometimes hard to figure out how to balance 6th graders who are very young versus 8th graders who are becoming teenagers, and the Summer Studios program gave me ideas that I could use with my 8th graders that they really enjoyed. I felt that the online community was very welcoming, and there were many opportunities to communicate with fellow students. I made friends throughout the program that were sources of support and resources throughout the program, and that was very helpful. And I think I'll be in touch with a lot of the people I met through the program for many years.
It was an amazing experience. I got to work with my fellow classmates through online dialogue. I've even become Facebook friends with them to communicate past the end of my classes. You really get a friendship and a community with those people.
We formed a little Facebook group and asked all our questions on that and communicated through that and cried through that and rejoiced all
Ranted
together.
and rejoiced.
Yes. Fitting this into my life was difficult. I went to work all day with high school students, and then I did homework all night, and it was so fun.
To get all of my work done, I pretty much stay really late at school every day, so I crammed all of my work into long study hours at the library on the weekends, and having the only social life I had was pretty much with my fellow students.
My secret for managing my time was to stick to a schedule. So I weekly worked on my schoolwork at the same time during the same days, and I was able to keep myself organized that way.
I fit this program into my life by giving up cable. I disconnected my cable and just had my networks. Saturdays were a really good day to sit down and do the big things. I planned it out throughout the week and decided what I wanted to do and what I needed to do. So on Saturdays and Sundays, it was easy for me to just actually get everything done and turned in.
I would say don't feel guilty about not seeing family and friends. They should understand that this is a busy time for you and you're working towards something really amazing, and they should be a support system for you, and just get it done and don't worry about outside factors.
Rewarding.
Research.
Challenging.
Meaningful.
My name is Morgan Ostrander, and I'm from DeSoto, Iowa. One of the things that initially drew me to Boston University is the summer studio program. As I did some research, I just liked how they have an intentional focus on developing both the artist and the teacher. I came here expecting to grow as an artist. I wasn't anticipating it would be this intense, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm learning so much from amazing people. I'm taking printmaking, which is pretty new for me. I took a little printmaking class when I was in college back in undergrad. And then the other class I'm taking is book arts, which I'm really, really glad I got put in it. It's been so fun. Our instructor has such like a calming presence, and it's just a really fun place to be creative. And now that I've made a couple, I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, I could make this one and this book and this book. There's just so many endless possibilities for what I can make. It's just really great to be around other people that stretch you and challenge you and help you to grow in new ways. And so I'm just really glad to be here, and I'm glad that I have this opportunity to meet so many amazing artists and teachers, and both the students that are here at Summer Studios and the people that are teaching us in our classes. It's just such a great experience.
I felt that the online community was very welcoming, and there were many opportunities to communicate with fellow students. I made friends throughout the program that were sources of support and resources throughout the program, and that was very helpful. And I think I'll be in touch with a lot of the people I met through the program for many years.
It was an amazing experience. I got to work with my fellow classmates through online dialogue. I've even become Facebook friends with them to communicate past the end of my classes. You really get a friendship and a community with those people.
We formed a little Facebook group and asked all our questions on that and communicated through that and cried through that and rejoiced all
Ranted
together.
and rejoiced.
Yes.
My name is Vanessa Kim. I'm originally from Seoul, Korea. I currently teach in an international school, and when you're teaching out of the country, it's really hard to find an opportunity to get together with other art teachers, find a space where you can be creative. When I saw that I had an opportunity to go for summer studios, I thought, why not? And I'm really trying to absorb everything that we're learning this week. So right now I'm taking printmaking and graphic design. I do a lot of printmaking projects when I teach. And this week I'm learning a lot of new techniques, but cool tips at the same time. And I can see myself applying that into my lessons, so that's really cool. I just want to thank everybody, the instructors and facilitators. I think it makes everybody feel so welcomed. I would highly recommend Summer Studios. It's very intensive, but it's definitely worth the experience.
So the content of this course is not only developmental in terms of psychology of development. One thinks of it as an interdisciplinary overview of child, because we actually review what childhood and adolescence is, but looking at different approaches and perhaps debunking many of the assumptions that we've held that we came to the classroom with. For example, we will look at the historical views of childhood. We will also look at the anthropological understanding of childhood. We will talk about artistic development and how it might change, the perception might change from a culture to another. And we also look at new paradigms and how they might affect how we understand adolescence and childhood. As we know, it keeps changing. So this is basically the reason why we take the course, is to expand our understanding and to realize how we have views that we take for norms that actually are not norms, and we become a lot more subtle in our understanding of historical context. While the lectures are targeted to art teachers because they are our main population, we really attend to everyone's interest, and there are many opportunities for students to research an area or a topic within the large field of the course that is of interest to them.
My favorite course at BU was Summer Studios.
The Summer Studios program.
Summer Studios
Absolutely.
was
Yes.
our favorite course, hands down.
It was really important to me that visual arts be a focus of the master's program that I was participating in. And at Summer Studios, I was given the opportunity to work intensively on art processes that I felt were important. And I also feel that when I got home, I grew a lot in my artistic abilities.
I took a wire sculpture class and a printmaking class. They were phenomenal, great instructors, a lot of fun, great people to hang out with and get to know the other people in the program.
It was a lot of hard work, but a lot of fun, and we got to meet everyone who we'd been online with and put faces to the names.
And we got to actually do some art.
That was the most important part.
Yeah. Following the Summer Studios program, I was able to bring in a variety of new creatively focused lessons to my 8th grade students, which they really enjoyed. And I felt, because I'm a middle school teacher, it's sometimes hard to figure out how to balance 6th graders who are very young versus 8th graders who are becoming teenagers. And the Summer Studios program gave me ideas that I could use with my 8th graders that they really enjoyed.
I think that Summer Studios reminded me that to be a good art teacher, you have to lead by example and make a lot of art in your classroom, and sometimes we forget to do that as art teachers.
Well, when we envisioned having the online MA in Art Education program, we wanted to have not only a very intellectually rigorous program of courses, but we also felt that it was really important to have an art component. Most of the times our teachers are in their classroom. They work all day long. Sometimes they move from school to school. Sometimes they don't have an art room. Sometimes it's on a cart. And you're oftentimes the only art person actually in the entire building. And so it was very important to actually get the people in this program together so that, number one, they would be really immersed in their own creative practice with no distractions. they would meet other people in the program and make friends. And these friends become friends for the rest of their art career. And what this does is it put all these art teachers together, 42 art teachers, 47 art teachers, all in the same room. They start to ask questions and they learn from each other. So they have a class in the morning for 3 hours and a class in the afternoon for 3 hours, and that lasts for 5 days. So every day is bing, bing, bing. They do something one day, they expand upon it the next day, expand upon it the next day, and then in most of these workshops, classes, students have a final project that they're supposed to create, and they have 2 days to work on that and a weekend. So the courses we've offered have varied. We offer 6, and each student chooses 2, but they give first choice, second choice, third choice, so everybody gets something that they want. And there's always something in photography, usually digital photography. There's always something in bookmaking, sculpture, wire sculpture. We've done them in how to draw a portrait, how to teach drawing. We've done them in painting. We've always done printmaking. Printmaking is really, really popular. You know, learning is a lifelong experience, and it should be. And I think that this kind of a program where you're solitary and you're in your classroom and you come back, I mean, the teacher that's got 3 or 4 art teachers in one high school is super, but that's not always the case. To be able to come here and be with people like you who understand you is a real gift when you're a grown-up.
I'm Laura Reeder, and I'm a lecturer in the College of Fine Arts, and I teach Advocacy and Policy in Arts Education. This course is essential to contemporary visual artists, performing artists, and folks who work in education in classrooms and in community organizations and in cultural centers for many reasons, mostly because the course empowers anybody who participates to actually change the world that they work in and live in. What we do in this course is we embark on a many-week project where we actually analyze policies that have an impact on our work. We take a look at how those policies need to be changed or updated to better suit who they are serving. And then we actually create an advocacy plan that every student can take back and turn into a practice in their world. They can actually lobby for policy changes. They can actually participate in addressing or updating standards. They can actually change budgets and really serve the people that they're working with. The international community that is part of our online community of practice is an especially important part of this course. We have visual artists, we have performing artists, we have people from across the seas, we have people here at home. Everybody's in a different place, and they're bringing their social and practical experiences to the course. It helps to make these policy changes that they're going to enact as future leaders part of a real world, not just something that's theoretical. Ultimately, when you leave this course, you are an empowered leader. You do change the world through something that you've done very simply by understanding the policies that have an impact on your work.
Fitting this into my life was difficult. I went to work all day with high school students, and then I did homework all night, and it was so fun.
To get all of my work done, I pretty much stay really late at school every day, so I crammed all of my work into long study hours at the library on the weekends, and having the only social life I had was pretty much with my fellow students.
My secret for managing my time was to stick to a schedule. So I weekly worked on my schoolwork at the same time during the same days, and I was able to keep myself organized that way.
I fit this program into my life by giving up cable. I disconnected my cable and just had my networks. Saturdays were a really good day to sit down and do the big things. I planned it out throughout the week and decided what I wanted to do and what I needed to do. So on Saturdays and Sundays, it was easy for me to just actually get everything done and turned in.
I would say don't feel guilty about not seeing family and friends. They should understand that this is a busy time for you and you're working towards something really amazing, and they should be a support system for you, and just get it done, and don't worry about outside factors.
I didn't really know what to expect. I was excited to get back into the studio because it's been a while since I've been able to really sit down and work on my art for a set period of time. You know, life always gets in the way, but the ability to have that quality studio time with like-minded people is invaluable. I think as far as workload, they keep it manageable, and the teachers, for the most part, the ones that I've had, have really had the fact in mind that we're also visiting Boston and there's a lot of culture to observe. So they've allowed time to do that on top of the work. When you're here, everyone's actively working. You get a little bit of the stress of having to finish deadlines, finish projects, but there's also times that we're just sitting around talking shop. In my school, I'm the only art teacher, so I have no one to bounce ideas off, and this is kind of like the exact opposite of that. It's not too much, but you're just flooded with information, and you really just feel the creativity flowing from everywhere. Definitely good having the human interaction side of it. Kind of puts it all in perspective.
Hi, my name is Ami Kantawala, and I am teaching AR680, Insightful and Creative Leadership in Art Education, for the Art and Art Education program at Boston University. In this course, students have the opportunity to learn about leadership and use their strengths as art teachers, which can serve as a contribution to the leadership of wherever they might be working. So what I mean hereby is that as art teachers, you are well versed with art integration, looking at your art practice as a form of research, looking at community-based art education, looking at issues of social justice, technology and art integration, supervision in your district, museums, and many, many other things. And all of these become strengths that you bring to your organization or school or community, wherever you might be. The purpose here is to give you these tools and teach you to excel using those and network with your administration, which then positions you as a strong leader within your work setting. In addition to that, we also teach you various professional development strategies that allow you to strengthen your perspective as an art educator and teach you some basic conflict resolution skills, which will allow you to navigate various situations. The course also has a wonderful visual component where you map your journey as a teacher using art materials. And this culminates into a leadership map which students take away. I've often had calls from students after many years of doing this course that networking really put them in a good position down the road, and this was really one of the most powerful experiences that they ever had in their career. So I do hope that you will join me in a few years' time to take this course, and I look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
I heard that it was really intense. Like, it's intensive, obviously. You get 4 credits in like 9 days or 10 days. But there's been actually a lot more freedom than what I thought. We've had some assignments, obviously, during the week, but we've had plenty of time. It's been manageable to get it done. I expected to spend a lot of time in the studio, which I have. I expected the art teacher community to have, you know, what we kind of missed from the online portion is that you can ask whatever questions you want and you're not going to be bombarding someone with emails, you know. So that kind of camaraderie between us, and since I've gotten here, it's been just constant conversation, and it's been so nice to just talk to other art teachers. I'm taking book arts and drawing and painting portraiture. For the book arts, it's something new that I've never done before. The other one, drawing and painting portraiture, actually Faces has been a huge challenge of mine. I've actually learned a lot from my classmates and with their shading techniques, and just asked them, how do you do this? Please tell me, and different ways to hold the pencil and just little things like that that make such a huge difference. And we're all here to learn, obviously, but we're also here to connect and learn from each other and not just from the professors. So I had classes with some of the people online, and then we'd come in and it was almost like we had already met, you know, just, oh, hi, like, how are you? And then we come up and say, what are you working on? And, you know, we talk for a little bit, and just that kind of openness with everything that we've been doing, that's definitely exceeded my expectations. There's been a nice balance too. I think we've been able to get out like in the city and do some things and then come back in the studio, and we've already started talking about different ways we can incorporate what we've learned here in the classroom, and just that brainstorm is so valuable. I wouldn't have gotten something like this with an on-campus course, I think, and this is just honestly one of the best experiences of my like art career, I think. So I'm so thrilled that I chose to do it.
We've designed this course because there are many elementary schools and middle schools who are now converting their programs to arts integration programs or STEAM programs. They're doing this because sometimes there are schools that have been struggling to perform well, and arts integration has been found to improve student engagement and to engage the whole learner in the learning process. So we felt it was very important for us to include an online course here at Boston University to help better prepare teachers for the opportunity to do arts integration in the schools. One of the goals that we have for this course is for the students to have opportunities to work together with other teachers or teachers in preparation, so that you have an opportunity, say if you're a musician, to work with an artist, or an artist to work with someone in mathematics or language arts. So you get an authentic sort of experience about what it's like to actually work with other teachers to create high quality integration experiences.
I really didn't know what to expect. I welcomed the opportunity to interact with my peers because it is an online program. So I felt like any excuse to actually attend a live class would be very exciting. I took book arts and wire sculpture, and of the 6 we had to choose from, I really wanted to have fun. Sure, I wanted to learn and I wanted it to be applicable to my teaching, but I just wanted to have fun and be inspired by something I already enjoy. So I like sculpture, but I've never tried wire sculpture before. So there was a bit of a learning curve, but I welcomed it. And book arts just sounded like so much fun, and I've learned so many techniques to bring back to the classroom, and I can already tell that it's going to have a major impact on my lessons this fall. I would absolutely recommend Summer Studios. I thought about taking a course more local to my district and transferring the credits. I would advise anyone, if you can get out to Boston and attend Summer Studios live, by all means, do it. You will not regret it. You will have stories. You will have new friends. The teachers might even become your friends. And the social experience of it is so valuable. I was just so pleased with the program and the experience of taking 2 studio classes. I have not been this inspired to create in quite a while, and I love it.
My name is Josh Brennan. I do teach printmaking in the Summer Studios. This is my 4th year doing so I'm a little bit of a veteran. I've been in the thick of battle with these students in the trenches during their week-long intensives. It's been an exciting time. Here at Boston University, we have a very, very professional student-level workshop, so it's about the best it gets. The curriculum is set up where we start with woodblock. Some people can do linoleum, but I tend to start with woodblock. Wood is hard, it's got a grain, it's difficult to carve, and it's a challenge. So when these teachers, these students go back to lino cuts, they cut with greater efficiency, more proficiency, it's a lot easier. I actually compare it to learning to drive a school bus. and then you go back and you have your compact car, everything's going to be a whole lot easier after you learn the more difficult techniques. My expectations for students are to be artists while they're here, and then in the back of their head, think about how can I bring this back to my specific setting where I am a teacher with my students. They know best what they're able to accomplish in their spaces, and I'm here as like a middleman to help them bridge that gap when they have those questions. I find that teachers are harder on themselves than I will ever be on them. So part of my job is to actually get them to realize the golden beauty that they have in front of them, and move on from there. It's easy for them to beat themselves up because nothing's ever perfect the first time you do something new. So I'm there almost as a way for them to see, as guidance, to see the beauty that they have in front of them. I am extremely inspired by their progress, their inspiration, their follow-through, their overcoming strife and difficulty and these new techniques they're learning in a very short amount of time. So it's incredibly inspiring. I would recommend Summer Studios for a variety of reasons, but I think one of the most important reasons is to learn something that they haven't learned before, to really expand their knowledge base. A lot of the printmakers who come into the program have had very little experience printmaking, or they've taught themselves. It's a way to really get a good sense of a professional approach to what you're going to be exploring in a more compromised way in your classroom. So if you learn it in a really proficient manner in a professional setting, you're going to really learn the ins and outs of it. And printmaking is one of those difficult techniques that if you don't have someone to show you the easy way to do it, it can always be hard. So Summer Studios in general just frames the way of art making in a way where you can be a professional artist while you're working here and really explore your own work, and then find ways of bringing it back to your classrooms with a high degree of elegance so that your students can learn it in a more accessible way.